What's up everyone, my name is Marie, welcome to my channel and welcome to another speed build. So for today's video, I'm working on a very small home in the world of Copperdale, which is of course the world that came with the high school years expansion pack. And I'm building on one of the smaller lots, a 20 by 20 to be exact, so it's actually really small. It's in the little area where, as you can see, there's like a lake nearby where your Sims, I believe, can actually swim as well as fish. So it's a really fun area to actually live and do some gameplay because I feel like there's a lot of things to do. And it's a very foresty little area, and I thought that this would be the most, like the best place, like the best spot for a spring-inspired cottage. So that's what I'm working on. When I started with this build, I was actually looking at a reference picture that I was going to copy, like exactly. I wanted to follow along with the floor plan and everything, but then I just started adding little bump outs and I wasn't liking how it was looking, so I just kept on adding little bits and bobs to it until it actually turned out to be something completely different. The vibe is still the same though. It's a small one-story bungalow, cottage style, kind of. I did use a lot of horse ranch for this, since horse ranch does have a lot of like colorful pastel swatches with the windows and doors, and also with a lot of their actual like furniture items as well. So that's what I use a lot. And as you can see here, I turned it pink and I used this olive green color, like a metal kind of a like texture for the roofing. I thought that was so good. Pink and green is just like, it's one of my all-time favorite color combinations, especially a lighter pastel pink and a more olive kind of green. I just feel like those two colors go together so nicely. So I used that in here, as you can see, and then I used yellow framed doors or windows, also doors by the way, like the front door is yellow, and I used light blue shutters. There's just a whole lot of pastel colors going on, which I thought would be perfect for spring. It is spring, of course, already. We're halfway through April. I'm not sure how, why time is going by so fast, but I haven't even done a spring inspired build, like a seasonal build at all yet. So I really felt like I was long overdue for a spring cottage type of thing. And so that's what we are working on today. And the cottage, as you can see, is really, really small. It only has 2 bedrooms. I was able to actually put in a second bedroom because when I was working on the floor plan at first, I was planning on just doing 1 bedroom. But since I just kept on adding all these bump outs to it, it actually turned out to be a little bit more spacious than the picture I was looking at first. And so I was able to put in 2 bedrooms. So that is what I did. And since this is a cottage, I thought it'd be cute. Not that cottages are supposed to be for elderly Sims, but for me personally, this one just screamed grandparents at first. And then as I was decorating it and as I was kind of thinking of the Sims that would potentially live here, I came to the conclusion that I wanted this to be for a grandma, just a single grandma and her teenage granddaughter. I thought that would be so cute. Usually when I do grandparents' homes, a lot of the time I do take the grandkids into account, but usually I'm like furnishing for children. Like the grandkids in my brain are usually always kids. So for this one, I was like, you know what? Let's actually turn the grandkid into a teenager and have them live here. And I was really just like thinking of this relationship in my head of like a really wholesome situation with just a grandma and a teenage granddaughter that have this very wholesome and close-knit relationship. They like to do a lot of gardening. We have a little bit of an orchard here on the side. I didn't really have a lot of space left over on this lot since it is so small, but I did have the space for a couple of cherry trees, since those are the ones that are in season in spring, I believe. Someone in chat told me this. I was building this over on stream, and I was just kind of wondering like what fruit trees would grow in spring, and someone said cherry trees. So I decided to go for cherry trees. So we have a couple of those. I also placed the bee boxes, which is so fun. I never place the bee boxes anymore these days. Back in the day, I used to use them a lot more often in like larger backyards for outdoor activities, but lately, like the last 2 years, I just haven't really used it at all. But I felt like the bee boxes were a really cute activity, like a little outdoor spring activity. Not exactly sure if it like has any relationship to spring at all, but you know, I just thought it was really cute. So we have an orchard, we have the bees, and then I just ended up placing a lot of just, you know, empty flower pots. Empty in the sense that I didn't actually plant anything. I did place like flowers and shrubs in them, but if you actually want to go through and use the flower pots or the planter pots, you could just go ahead and delete the plants that I put in them for decoration. Essentially, you could just delete those and then you can use them. So I feel like that's really cool. You can just do a lot of gardening here on this little lot, like in this backyard. That was something I really wanted to focus on because it is spring focused. So, you know, outdoor activities I felt like would be fitting for that. And of course, I used a whole lot of very colorful landscaping as well. I used a lot of these flowers from the Romantic Garden stuff pack, and they come in the most gorgeous, vibrant colors that I just thought were so pretty. Normally, I would never go this colorful for my landscaping. Like, I like my pops of color, but not this much. But of course, since this is spring, like inspired, I thought it'd be cute to do all these very colorful, like mix and match like flowers, and I just thought it was really fun. So yeah, it really got me in the spring mood. I'm currently wearing 2 sweaters, as you can probably see, so it's not very springy here at the moment, but we have had some really beautiful days already, and it just really makes me like, I really want summer, like warmer spring weather going into summer. That's what I'm kind of craving right now. I'm not at all a summer person. I'm an autumn person. I love the fall and I love the winter up to Christmas, and then I'm like kind of done. So I'm excited that that spring is on its way, and it's been here for a couple days, but like we have had cold days too. So today currently it's a little colder, unfortunately. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm just going to live vicariously through The Sims and enjoy my spring builds, my colorful pastel kinds of builds. And for this one, I was very much enjoying it. It is not a limited pack build by any means. I use a lot of packs for this one. I also use a lot of high school years landscaping, like debug stuff, since we are in Copperdale, and I really wanted to try to tie it into the world pretty seamlessly. That's what I was trying. That's what I was going for, at least. So yeah, I did that, and we just have a bunch of base game plants, and then of course those romantic garden flowers as well. So that's what I did. As you can see, we also have laundry. I placed the laundry like clothesline outside, and then the hand wash laundry little thing next to it for vibes. But then I realized when I was playtesting this that I didn't actually place a laundry machine, like a washer, in the house. Oh, I wasn't going to place a dryer in the first place, since we do have the clothesline. I thought that would be really cute. I was just going to place a washer, but then I forgot about it, and I never got around to actually placing that. So there's no washer. So if you do want to download this house and use it in your gameplay, you're going to have to hand wash everything. Or you can, of course, just delete the laundry stuff. But I do feel like the clothesline is really cute. However, there is also, I think, a debug clothesline, at least in the Island Living pack. And then I think there are a couple more, maybe in the For Rent pack. I'm not exactly sure. But you could always try to like swap it out for like a debug one, or just get rid of it altogether. But I just really felt like the clothesline was such a cute touch to have that out front. And also I was using a very colorful mailbox. I never use those mailboxes. They're from Nifty Knitting, and they're not actually always visible in your catalog. I think you have to activate the unlocked items. You have to use the cheat for that, which is ignore unlocks gameplay entitlement. I could never, when I have to actually say the cheat out loud, I don't remember it. But when I have to type it, my fingers just kind of do it for me. I don't have to think about it. You know how it is. It's like muscle memory. But it's that that one cheat where you basically unlock all the unlockable items in the game, and then it will show you those mailboxes, I believe. And they're from Nifty Knitting, and they're really, really cute, and I never use them. But for this exact house, they were actually perfect. So I had to do that, of course. And then as you can see, I'm just going around placing a whole bunch of planter pots that you can use in your game, but I just really wanted to fill them up and have it be as colorful as possible with as many shrubs and flowers as possible. So I just went ahead and placed some actual plants in them. But like I said, just delete them and you're good to go to actually use them. And then here for the front porch, it was so colorful and I was having so much fun with it. It's definitely out of my comfort zone. This is way more colorful than I would normally go, but it was making me so happy as I was building this. It was just really good for my mood in general because of all the beautiful pastel colors. I love pastel colors. They're so good. And yeah, I was just really living through my game when I was building this. I was having so much fun with it. And then for the inside, I of course wanted to keep the pastel vibes going. So that's what I did. I also decided right there to, you know, just close off the floor plan. I was going to have a nice, more like open floor plan and make it more of a modern or at least renovated kind of cottage thingy. But that didn't actually happen. I decided to just close off the floor plan and go crazy with it. There is something about closed off floor plans in The Sims that just makes me extremely happy, especially for cozy builds, like smaller builds. I don't know what it is, but there's something about it. It's not modern in any way. It's, if anything, a little bit more outdated looking, but there's something about that. I'm just in my outdated era, I guess, for Sims builds at least. I'm really enjoying that at the moment, and I have been for a little while now. But yeah, I decided to go for it for this cottage as well. And I was really trying to keep the me out of my comfort zone with the colorfulness going in here. As you can probably tell, we're using this wallpaper from Base Game that's yellow, like a really nice and light, like pastel-y kind of yellow. And then these pink couches. These couches are from the Paranormal Stuff pack and they're so colorful. I never get around to using them. And so I thought this was the moment to actually try to use them and stick with it for a change because they're so colorful and perfect for what I was going for in here. Of course, I'm using two of the exact same couches, so I did want to swap out some of the throw pillows on the couch, or for one of them at least, to have them not be exactly the same. So I just used some of the Modern Chic, what is that kit called? Modern Luxe? I am not remembering my kit names right now, but it is okay. So I think it's the Modern Luxe one, right? That came with the throw pillows. Yeah, I just placed those on the couch and I feel like that helps. It's not exactly the vibe, but I feel like the pillows, like the colors are neutral enough where it actually kind of works. So I did that, and of course a whole lot of plants. I really overused that hanging plant, of course, as I always do for all of my builds. I apologize, but it's just really good. It is from the Blooming Rooms kit, which I do believe is free or going to be free at some point. I feel like they announced that a few weeks ago, but up until this point, I am not exactly sure if and when it's actually going to happen. I'm a little bit confused on that, but I do believe that the Blooming Rooms kit is going to be free, or at this point maybe is free. So make sure to keep an eye out for that if you don't already have it, because it's such a good one. It's actually one of my favorite kits. I know kits are not everyone's favorite like type of expansion, but I feel like, I mean, I kind of like them because, I mean, of course, if it's not your thing, then you like, kits are not supposed to be for everyone. They're pretty niche. So I feel like it makes sense that you don't always like everything. But for example, the Blooming Rooms one for me personally really works because I love cluttering. I love putting plants everywhere. So that for me personally is perfect. So I definitely use that one in here. And those beautiful green curtains that I'm using are from Cats and Dogs. They're so cool, and I need to use them more often because there's actually a whole lot of really good swatches for that one in particular. And I felt like, again, this green was just really good because I'm using a lot of pink and pastel vibes, and I feel like that darker green was a really nice touch to tone everything down a little bit, like add some depth, add some darker colors to it. So that's what I did. And for the rest, you can really see the living room come together. I think the living room is my favorite spot, or maybe the kitchen. The kitchen also turned out really cute. It's very colorful again, and very pastel-y, of course. But I had a lot of fun with it. I made it as cottagey as possible. And I feel like the tiles that I use here, the tiles are from the Home Chef Hustle pack. And at first I was wondering if maybe they were a little bit too modern, but I actually feel like it's such a nice touch. Like, I didn't want this cottage to be extremely old and run down. I wanted it to be cozy and cute and like a little bit like at least not modern, but I do feel like that maybe they got some like tiles done in the kitchen at some point to kind of renovate it, and then this colorful, cozy sort of tile I feel like was perfect for this kitchen. And of course, the colors are great. I combined it with these pastel green countertops. I believe these counters are also from a kit. These appliances that I'm using are the matching ones, and I think they're from the Country Kitchen kit. So that's what I'm using in here. I'm using a bunch of kits. I personally got a lot of use out of them. So also, of course, I cannot complain because I am part of the EA Creator Network, so I get the kits for free. So of course, I'm not really the one to talk. But that being said, I do actually like them a lot, and I got a lot of use out of them. So I guess that's good to know. But yeah, here you can see the kitchen come together. I was trying above the stove right there. I was trying to like combine a couple of little overhead cabinets together because the small ones otherwise feel a little bit too repetitive with the plates hanging from them. So I was trying a little bit of a thing there, and I feel like it actually kind of worked out. It might be a little awkward, but it worked out. And then there was a whole lot of tool going on here with these overhead cabinets in the kitchen because they weren't behaving or like slotting the way I wanted them to, so I had to like tool that. And I was also just really having so much fun with it that I really wanted to put a lot of detail in, and I wanted it to be exactly the way I was picturing it in my mind, you know, so I was using a lot of tool here in the kitchen specifically. The kitchen is really small, but I was able to put I think a three-seater dining table in this kitchen here, and I think that turned out really nicely. Of course, I had to use that hanging plant again by the dining table as a little accent piece. And I just, okay, maybe this kitchen's my favorite room. However, the lighting situation in the living room is really good too. Like, I really enjoy that. I actually rotated this house on the lot as well. You'll see that once we do the little tour of the build, and I'll show you the whole thing on the gallery. You'll see that the gallery thumbnail is really sad and taken from the side because I rotated the house to face like the side of the lot, essentially. I wanted it to face the water because the lighting was just a lot better if I did that. I could actually get the sunlight to hit like the front of the house that way. So that's why I did it, and it just felt so nice to have it face the water. Since most of the activities are out front and on the side of the lot, I felt like it'd be nice to have it face the water. So when you're actually out there doing your gardening, you can like kind of see that little beach and like the water and go fishing, go swimming, like that sort of a thing. I thought that was really cozy. But here you can see I'm just placing some more clutter items in the kitchen as well. I was, like I said, really trying to put in as many details as I could. I also decided that this household would have a cat. So I went back and actually placed some cat items in this house as well. I placed a cat tree in the living room. And also a scratching post in the corner. And I was so happy when I saw that this cat tree came in a lilac or like purple swatch. That was so perfect because I hadn't really used any purple yet. And I just feel like it just really went well with the pink, green, yellow vibes that I already had going on. I felt like the purple, like the darker shade of purple, was just a really good addition to that. So yeah, I was very happy about it. And I placed a smaller cat tree in the living room, and then I placed a bigger cat tree in Grandma's bedroom, which is actually the first bedroom that I am decorating for this one. And I believe this was the point where I was like, you know what? We're just gonna have one grandparent, and it's gonna be Grandma living here. Since the bedroom was so small, the bed is accessible from both sides though, so you could have two Sims live in this house or like sleep in this bed, no problem. You could have a couple here, but I just really enjoyed the idea of a single grandma and a teenage granddaughter just living their best life in a cottage, enjoying their gardening and just being incredibly wholesome together. That's basically just what I was imagining for this. And then, as you can see, like I said, the big cat tree in here just took up a lot of space as well. At first I was thinking maybe I could put a desk in here, but I'd rather have the cat tree. You know, I think that'd be so cozy for Grandma to hang out in her bedroom and then the cat sleeping on that cat tree. It's just, that's what I want, you know, when I get old, I want that. That's exactly what I want. I want a cozy cottage where my cat can hang out in my bedroom on a giant cat tree. It's just amazing. Everything about it is great. So yeah, and then of course we also have the teenager's bedroom here. The teen's room is a little bit smaller, but I was definitely able to place all the things I wanted in here. Of course, we have a bed and a nightstand, and I was even able to put a small desk in here. I used a desk from high school years. It's one of the like school tables, but it was super small, and I really liked the colors it came in as well, so that came in handy, so I just used it. And I placed an incredibly mismatched chair. It's a dining chair from Horse Ranch. It doesn't match the desk in the slightest, which is why I really enjoyed that, because that's essentially just the whole vibe I wanted for this cottage. I just wanted it to be mismatched and cute and colorful, and I feel like I succeeded with that. I did place a little computer here in the teens room. I thought that would be very useful for gameplay, of course. So I just placed that one. I used the Pastel Pop computer, of course, because it comes in pastel colors, which was perfect. And I don't know, there's something about that little iPad on the easel kind of thing that is just so cute with a little wireless keyboard and everything. So I just placed it there because I think it's such an adorable item. And then I wanted there to be enough space for clutter in here. Also, we were kind of thinking that this teenager would be a horse girl. I know we don't have a horse stable or anything on this lot, but I was just kind of imagining that she was there was a horse somewhere in the neighborhood, or like a horse like stable situation where she just kind of goes and takes care of horses, or maybe she has her own horse that is just like in that area. She just like goes there and takes care of the horse. It's not actually by the house, if that makes sense. That is definitely a possibility as well. So yeah, I thought Horse Girl was kind of cute. Since we were already using so many items from Horse Ranch, I felt like that would make sense in here. I gave the teenager a little makeshift dresser here. I just merged like this shelf together with this hanging clothes situation. I just kind of merged it together, and they come with the exact same swatches, so that made the merging a little bit easier. And so we have a little bit of a combination of hanging clothes as well as just some clutter, some boxes. Of course, a backpack for school as well. And this chair in the corner, which is also from Horse Ranch, by the way, was so cute. I don't think I've ever used this swatch, like the pastel pink with blue, but of course for this house it was so perfect. So I just placed it in the corner there, and I feel like that like clutters it up nicely. It like fills out the space nicely. And since this is a teen's room, I wanted to go through and place at least a couple of posters. So we have a bit of a Harry Potter poster in the corner and a little mirror. And of course I also had to put a rug in this room as well, which is also from Horse Ranch. I feel like I'm using so much Horse Ranch in this build, but it was just so perfect. The vibes and the colors were exactly what I was looking for. And then of course we also have a bathroom in here. There's only one bathroom in this house, which I feel like is enough for 2 or maybe 3 Sims, you know. I feel like that's fine. I used the shower from Parenthood. Again, because of the colors, it was perfect. It might be a little bit too modern in its like style, but you can't really tell anyway with this shower. And I really liked the color of the shower curtain, so I just went for it. And then we just have a basic regular sink and toilet, of course. And then there is a really small back porch here. There's a sliding door off of the kitchen that leads you onto this back porch where I placed an easel. I thought that would be a nice skill building item to have a little activity for your Sims. There's also a really tiny 2-seater dining table out here, and then of course an outdoor bin as well. And then that's basically going to be it for this house. So let's jump into the game and I'll show you the house in real time. So here we have the little cottage in the game. I feel like the front of it just looks so cozy. I love this laundry line. There is a lot of flowers just all the way around. A cute bench here where you can just hang out and enjoy the view, because we do have this glorious little view over the water here, and your Sims can actually swim as well as fish around here. So yeah, I feel like it's such a cool place to live. Also, something I forgot to mention is I actually placed this bunny item, like the wild rabbit home, in this backyard. So there's gonna be some bunnies hopping around. I thought that would be the perfect addition for this backyard. So that's what I did. Off to the side here, of course, we have the gardening area. There's some bees here, some cherry trees, a picnic bench, and then all the way around the back, there is a bunch more colorful flowers and this tiny back porch with a table and an easel. Then over here, of course, we have the front porch with a small dining table, and The yellow front door leads you right into this hallway area, which right off the bat is really colorful. We have some shelves here for storage, some letters and things and bags on the wall. And this is also where I placed the litter box, by the way, for the cat. I thought that was a nice spot to put it. Through this archway over here, you enter into the living room space. And as you can see, it is just really colorful. The green, pink, yellow, and purple, it's so lovely, and it just makes me instantly very happy. We have a tiny TV in the corner here and also some activities. There is knitting as well as cross-stitching in here. So your Sims can do that. Of course, there has to be a little rocking chair. And then over here is a small bookcase. And this door leads you into the tiny bathroom, which is nothing special, but it is really colorful, of course, as is everything in this house. This archway leads you into the kitchen, which again is extremely colorful. We have a 3-seater dining table here. I love the clutter by the dining table. I just feel like it's super realistic. There's some storage here in the corner, of course, and then all the appliances over here. There is a stove, a sink, and of course a microwave and a fridge in the corner as well, and everything is just super cheerful in here. There's these sliding doors leading you onto the back porch, and of course the bowl for the cat. Going back into the hallway, there is a door leading you into Grandma's bedroom. It's very pink and yellow and just very cartoony in here for some reason, but I really enjoy that about it. I did go through and place a laundry hamper in this room. I think in both rooms. Yeah, for both of them, because I did forget about that. But if you do want to do laundry, then that is a very useful item to have. And of course, there's a big cat tree in here. Then going back into the kitchen, that is where you'll find the door into the teens room. So the floor plan is a little bit awkward that way, but I kind of feel like that adds to the charm of the whole house. So this room is a little bit extra cluttered since it is for a teenager, but they have their bed, nightstand, a chair in the corner here, a spot to just put away all their clothes, and then of course a desk with a computer and some personal items, of course, and a bunch of clutter on the floor. But that is actually already it for this house. So this cozy spring cottage is up on the gallery. As you can see, the gallery thumbnail is taken from the side. At least it's the cute side with the little orchard, but yeah, it's pretty sad. This one's a lot better. But yeah, I built it on a 20 by 20 in the world of Copperdale, and it comes in at just over 51,000 simoleon. So I feel like it's not even that expensive. I did use a lot of packs though, so it's by no means a limited pack build. And it has 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. That's not right. It's supposed to be 1 bathroom. I feel like I've made that mistake a couple times now. I don't know why. But yeah, it only has 1 bathroom. So there you go. But that's gonna do it for today's video. So I really hope that you enjoyed this one. You can of course go ahead and download this house off the gallery like I just showed you. My username on the gallery is Simmary Sims. You can follow me on Instagram and on TikTok if you like. My username on there is Simmary Sims as well. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, feel free to do so. And if you'd like to get notified of every single time I upload a video, just click that little bell icon and you should be fine. I also live stream over on Twitch a few times a week, so if you're interested in that, go ahead and give me a follow over on twitch.tv/Simmary Sims. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!